Welcome to the first final series of the play-in stage. It's a revival of the summer finals in the VCS. GAM Esports against Team Wales. GAM was winning the series 3-1. Let's see who comes out victorious this time. I will proceed to the Swiss stage.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
The winner of the summer finals, GAM Esports, goes in from blue side with Kiai on the Renekton, Levi on the Viego, Cardi on the Syndra, Slade on the Xayah, and Pallet on the Rakon. On for Team Wales, it's Spot on the Renekton, BJ on the Lee Sin, Glory on the Orianna, Artemis on the Kaiser, and P on the Nautilus. 4.5 minutes into the game, we see Kiaya leaving the lane towards jungle, where he walks straight into the arms of BJ. Spot on the Cassante flashes in, and it's first blood, going to the jungle of Team Wales. Bot side jungle, 1.5 minutes later, it's Levi, walking up to his own tri-brush, where BJ and P are already waiting for him, and also a Kaiser W flies in, just to make sure that his screen guard is out. And now it's again Levi, overextending at the enemy's Raptors, but a stun connects to the Lee Sin. Cardi comes in, and Levi takes the first kill for GAM. He secures the Herald as well moments later. We take a look at Cardi throwing his W at Glory for the slow. He follows with Unleashed Power, and then the Scatter the Weak connects for a final Q to take out the Orianna, and then it's a top lane battle between Kiaya and Sparta. The Cassante hunts down the Renekton, who hits its Q, but the healing is not enough. It's a solo bowler for the Wales top laner. Meanwhile, the dragon gets burnt down, and it will be secured by Levi. Glory TP's in from below, flashes forward. Now we take a look at BJ and Artemis dashing in and taking out Cardi and Slater. And also Levi will be sent back to his base. The dragon goes to GAM, but they lose 4 men. Shelly crashes into the mid lane tier 1, the Herald. After 15 minutes about to be secured by GAM, but BJ, he flies in, but then he immediately turns, flashes out because he noticed that this was a little bit overzealous. His team just wasn't there, and so he gets stomped into the ground. And so it's the second Herald obtained by GAM as well. Shelly will be unleashed in the top lane to tear down the first turret of the game, while Team Wales is taking the Hextech Dragon. And again, it's a fight between the top laners. They lash out at each other, this time on the other side of the map, until Artemis shows us his killer instincts, flies in, dives under the turret, and secures himself his second kill of the game, while in the meantime, on the top side of Team Wales, the tier 2 is crumbling, but Artemis answers back just moments later with a tier 1 on the bot lane, and now we see BJ. He blast cones over the wall without no vision, straight into its demise. And GAM, after 20 minutes, they tear down 2 turrets, in the mid lane and in the bot lane as well. And into the mid lane we go, where we see P getting stumped there by the Syndra E. Pallet follows, and this Nautilus suffers an alley-oop. And GAM, they don't use the tempo after only 20.5 minutes. They go for the Baron. And Sparta, he has to, and he tries to somehow stop them from taking the objective. He takes out the jungler with his all-out. Artemis goes into the pit, but still without his might. The Baron flips in favor for GAM, who take out Artemis. And now they're going for Sparta. The Cassante goes down for the double kill for Slater. But within the next minute, GAM, nonetheless, they take the next dragon. And they roll in with the Baron buff. The tier 2 on the sides of Team Wales is history. And now we take a look at Slater. He's a little bit too reluctant there in the mid lane to back away. And now he's hunted by 3 angry Whales, make it 4. Sparta TP's in, and they take out the GAM ADC. And GAM, they now have to back away, forced not to go into the team fight. While the Whales are pushing through the mid lane, they take out the tier 1, they're going for the T2. But they will have to trade it in for their inner turret that got demolished by Kiaya on the other side in the bot lane. And now we take a look at BJ, Artemis, and Pierre under their turret, about to be engaged on by Pallet on the Rakon, followed by the rest of GAM. The Rakon gets immediately kicked back by the Lee Sin, but Cardi on the Syndra with a Scatter the Weak into the Unleashed Power takes a double kill. And GAM, they're just cutting through the health bars of the Wales without losing anyone of their own. Even Cardi, after coming out of the stasis, managed to flash away from Sparta on the Cassante, who goes down as well, and now it's only Glory. But what can one augmented girl do against 5 members of GAM? Levi goes no in, tries to finish her off, and the answer will be not much. The Orianna falls. But Pierre and also BJ already returned from the fountain, and so GAM, they cannot go for an end. They retreat for a moment, but they will take the inhibitor with them. A bit more than 26 minutes into the game, BJ a bit too far away from his team, stunned by the Syndra, dashes away with his W. but he falls to the feet of Cardi, and now GAM, they're going for the beefy Cassante and putting him into the meat grinder. Where Kiaya is going for Artemis, joined now by Levi, and they will take out the ADC of the Whales, and this is probably it. Only the Oriana and the Nautilus alive. To be more precise, just the Nautilus is alive, and only with the supporter remaining for the Whales, GAM can now easily turn in for the victory lap in Game 1.
Losing control, I gotta know who's in control. Me. Losing control, I'm gonna explode. Can you bring it back to me?
Here we go for game number 2. Same teams, same sides. GAM is going in with Kiaya. This time on the Jax, Levi on the Lee Sin, Cardi on the Victor, Slade on the Xayah, and Pallet on the Leona. On for Team Wales, they have Sparta on the Cassante, Binje on the Viego, Glory on the Talia, Artemis on the Kaiser, and Pierre on the Rel. It's 4.5 minutes into the game as we see Levi trying to take out the opponent's Raptors camp, but then it's Glory with a seismic shove, pulls in the Lee Sin onto the unraveled earth. Binje follows up, and it's first blood drawn by the Viego. The first dragon will be secured by the Whales, and now we take a look at Sparta and Kiaya. The Jax with a leap strike, goes in a little bit too far, gets in tower range. Sparta with a beautiful flash all out, takes him further under it, and collects the kill. And this cannot be true. The Sirens must have called Levi into this Raptors camp. I don't know what it is about it that makes him on and on again, going for it. Even without a flash, he is left to the Wolves. Or better, to the Whales. 3-man dive now by GAM. Pellet goes in with a flash E, followed by the Q. Slater with a feather storm. Doesn't hit Artemis, who holds away. Pellet gets low, taken out by the turret, but also Artemis on the Kaiser. Gets killed by Levi. And we take a look at Sparta and Kiaya on the top lane, both on level 8. The Cassante with all out into the counter-strike of the Jax, but then it's its pullback Q. And Sparta, he rules supreme in the top lane. And now it is Binje and Pierre looking for a dive onto Cardi. They go in the Spectral Maul stun. And this is an oh-so-fast burst into the grey screen. And not even 1 minute later, Cardi now ganked again by Binje. He has his flash up, but where should he have gone to avoid the death screen? And the Whales, they are looking good in this game too. They have a gold lead of 3,000 already, which will further increase as Shelly crashes into the mid lane tier 1. They will also take the second Drake. The mid lane turret will be finally torn down just moments later. And we go on to minute 15 where they will obtain the second Shelly of the game as well. And now it's almost a 5k gold lead. And we now take a look at Binje. He stuns Levi with his W. The Lee Sin gets then pulled in by the Talia and then completely shredded. And now we stick with the scene a little bit longer until we see Binje again. Dashing over the wall onto Cardi. But the Victor, using his gravity field, gets a little bit of distance between them. Cory then is surfing in, trying to finish off Cardi. But Cardi has his Leandra's Anguish at the first strike. And it's ticking down the health bar of the Whales mid laner. Levi then jumping in and out of the Dragon Pit trying to take the steal, but he didn't succeed. The Whales, they take the soul point, and now it's Pellet with the Zenith Blade onto Glory. Escapes the engage as Cardi and Levi go in, try to return the damage, but Cardi on the Victor. He gets picked by the Whales, and they take him out as Sparta and Kiaya are TPing in, and now Slater taking a Kaiser Q, answers back with his Feather Storm, and gets out of there alive. And now slightly under 19 minutes is the Whales placing the Herald in front of the mid lane tier 2 of GAM. Cardi TP'd in, tries to go for a flank and trap one. Won't be successful, and Herald tears down the mid lane tier 2. A minute later it's Sparta in the top lane destroying the tier 1. GAM now with 3 members tearing down the mid lane outer. As Clovey comes in on the Weaver's wall, and he and Artemis, they deal a huge chunk of damage onto Slater and onto Levi. And all of a sudden it's 5 members of Wales hunting down GAM. Pallet gets trapped. Levi in the river, very low on HP. Sparta and Binje are finishing off the GAM supporter. And now it's Cardi trying to somehow run away on the Victor with his augmented legs. The scientist from Zorn tries to run away from a Rel that is sitting on a horse. And guess what? The horse will win the race. And so this will be Baron secured for the VCS second seed that is now looking to take Dragon Soul. Sparta outside the pit tries to keep GAM at bay, tries to buy some time for his team. He will be successful. The Whales, they take Soul, and Sparta, he's still on half HP on the Cassante, which is more than enough. And so Pallet and Kiaya, they will fall. Pierre goes down on the side of the Whales, but it doesn't matter. They will find 2 more. And now it's Binje chasing down Cardi for a double kill, for an ace. And now the Whales, with 10k ahead, with the Dragon Soul and the Baron buff. They are pushing towards the GAM base, tearing down as much structure as they can before the respawn timers run out. And we are 25 minutes into the game as we see Kiaya going for the counter push in the bot lane, pushing as far ahead as he can. And he will tear down 2 turrets that will be traded in for an inhibitor in its turret in his own base. But then the Whales, they will turn away because they don't have the minions, and the wave clear of GAM is still too strong to go for an end. And now we see BJ against Pallet and Slater. They try to burst down the Whales jungler, but instead it will be Artemis showing his burst potential on the 3.5 item Kaiser. Together with BJ, they send Pallet back to his fountain. And now Sparta, he finds the pick on Levi, pulls him into the lines of the Whales, where he will be stomped into the ground. The Whales top laner is man of the match. And now the VCS second seed is going for it. They have the minions. They're in a 5v3. And it is nothing that GAM could do to stop them from tying the series. And we will watch the last seconds until we go over to Game 3.
Losing control, I gotta know who's in control. Me. Losing control, I'm gonna explode. Can you bring it back to me?
And for the third time in this series, both teams are going in from the same sides. The Whales starting from the red corner with Sparta on the Renekton, BJ on the Jarvan, Gloria on the Talia, Artemis on the Kaiser, and BA on the Rel. And for GAM it is Kiaya on the Jax, Levi on the Sejuani, Cardi on the Jace, Slade on the Xayah, and Pallet on the Nautilus. And we see Pellet here trying to hook away from the turret. BJ is coming in for the gank. Both supporters, they trade ignites, but the Nautilus will draw the first blood, and BJ barely makes it out of there alive. 4.5 minutes into the game, Levi on the Sejuani. Now it's the GAM jungler coming for the gank, and he will take out the Kaiser. Slater taking the turret shots, he has to back away, and now it's still Pallet and Levi together with Pie. And they try to get away, because Glory, he TP'd in, and BJ, he comes down as well. Pie and Glory, they choose to pick Levi. He's doomed without his flash, he sees his screen turn grey. BJ goes after Pallet, but Cardi is there, and so the engage is blown off. But down on the bot lane, it's Slater. He should have decided to back away immediately, but instead he was hesitating. Went to take 1 or 2 minions too much. And now it's the EQ of BJ, knocking him up. Glory takes the kill. And now we see GAM on the bottom right screen securing the first dragon of the game, and we go into the top lane where Kiaya, he's under his turret, going to be dived by Sparta, and BJ Sparta already took a first turret shot. The second and third, they go to BJ, but it won't hurt them much. They take out the GAM top laner. The Herald gets secured for GAM, and now we see Kiaya in the bot lane where he gets dived on for another time. BJ grabs the second kill of the game. And on the other side of the map it is Sparta, dived on as well by 3 members of GAM. Levi, Slater and Pellet there going for it. The Renekton gets knocked up, ignited, his health bar disappears, but he gets away. But only for the moment. Slater flash follows, takes his first kill of the game. The Herald gets unleashed, and the plates of the outer top lane turret fall off. We are going in for the second dragon of the game. Pellet with a dredge line onto Pie, followed by Levi, Cardi and Slater. And the Rel frees herself with a crash down, escapes with a blast cone. And then it is Artemis flying in with the Kaiser ultimate, turning the tables in this fight, together with Glory. They take out Cardi and Levi, and it will be a double kill for BJ. And now we see the Whales about to obtain the next Herald, spotting and CCing Levi, and just shredding through his health bar with all 5 members. Herald will be secured, unleashed in the mid lane. But despite a strong start of the Whales, this game is far away from being a one-sided affair. Levi, we see him now going in with the Glacial Prison, immediately followed by Cardi and Pallet. BJ, he gets knocked up, bullied around, ignited. His health bar is ticking down, and also Glory cannot escape the inevitable. After almost 18 minutes, the outer turrets in the bot and in the top lane will be traded. The Whales, they will take the third dragon, an Ocean Dragon. Now we see BJ face checking the river, but this will end with a dead whale in the water. Now we see Pellet with another dredge line, this time onto Sparta. BJ immediately flies in and Artemis opens the fire. They try to secure their top laner, But he and Pellet will go down. It will be a trade 1-for-1. Artemis, he has to flash away before its health bar gets bursted down. BJ, he goes in and out, but then he decides to go back in, and it's a play call of Slater that will root him. Slater takes him out, goes down in return. Everybody's so low, except for Cardi on the Jace, who then decides to fire another shock blast. He takes out the Rel and makes it a trade 3-for-2 in favor of GAM Esports. And a minute later, they spot an ADC taking down the outer top lane turret all alone, where he has no business to do so. Artemis gets taken out immediately. BJ on the Jarvan makes it out of there. And the Whales without the ADC. They decide to let the Baron go, but instead take Soul Point. BJ for a short moment stays looking for a potential steal, but as he sees the level 15 Jace closing in, he's all but gone. GAM with the Baron buff, but then from the flank in comes Pierre on the Rel with a flash into the Magnet Storm. He won't find anybody. Instead, BJ and Artemis, they take out Pallet, but BJ gets the low, dashes out at his Cardi, smashing down his Hextech hammer. Slater on Xayah wreaks havoc on the lines of the Whales, but so is Artemis on the other side on the Kaiser, who gets now chased down, taken out by Kiaya. And so it is GAM Esports coming out of this fight with 4 kills. They only lose 2 of their own, and they take 2 inner turrets. Before we see both teams at the Herald Pit, going for Dragon Soul, where it is Levi trying to find the engage on Sparta. But he's a little bit too far away from his team, has to flash back, away from the Whales who are looking for the engage. But instead it will be Pallet pulling in Sparta. Half of his health bar disappears, he goes into the stopwatch, and then it is Kiaya. He finds the backline. Artemis almost went down. Kiaya went into his stopwatch as Slater took out Sparta. Pierre fell in the backline of GAM in the meantime. And it is Soul denied. GAM, they will take the Dragon, and now they're going for the Baron Nashor. The health bar is ticking down. B&J is nowhere near to go for a smite fight. The objective goes to GAM. But now they're looking for more. Pellet went in, and now Kiaya, he jumps straight onto the unraveled earth. It's forced into his J. But Artemis, he turns golden as well. As he comes out of it, he flashes, takes the shot down on Jace, but on the other side it's Slater. Going insane, takes the kill on J. Makes it a double as he takes out BJ. No health bars on the side of the Whales. They are now running for their lives. Sparta, he will be caught by Levi. Managed to dash back over the wall. Running and looking for safe ground. On the other side it's Glory in the bot side jungle, hoping not to be spotted for a recall. But all his hopes will be in vain. Kiaya finds and kills him. On the other side it's Slater taking his 9th kill of the game. And now GAM, they're facing towards the base of the Whales. Going through the midline. Still a lot of seconds for Glory and Sparta to return. This could be game. The mid lane inhib turret and the inhibitor will fall within seconds. GAM, they're now going for it. Looking to take the lead in this series again. The health bar of BJ who went in just disappears. Kiaya turns golden, but still it is 4 members of GAM against 2.5 of the Whales. BJ and Artemis with a last desperate approach, but it won't be enough. The Nexus is exposed and GAM, they will take Game 3 and go into Game 4 with 2 potential match points.
Losing control, I gotta know who's in control. Me. Losing control, I'm gonna explode. Can you bring it back to me?
Here we go, Game 4, and GAM goes into this one. Just 1 W away from the Swiss stage of the tournament. From the blue side again, they go with Kiai on the Renekton, Levi on the Wukong, Cardi on the Orianna, Slater on the Kaiser, and Pellet on the Set. For Team Wales is Sparta on the Malphite, BJ on the Lee Sin, Glory on the Syndra, Artemis on the Callista, and Pierre on the Nautilus. And we take a look at Glory. He's flashless, forced to use it earlier, and now he's trapped in between 3 members of GAM. And then it is Pellet on his head, snatching away the kill from his jungler. And here we go again, 2.5 minutes later, Glory still without the flash at Pellet. He's on a mission, flashes in at Cardi, kills the Syndra for a 2nd time in this game already. But just 10 seconds later, they are now flashless. Sparta and BJ fly in. The Nautilus hook finds Pellet, but then he flashes for the root on Cardi. Ignites him and their Orianna goes down. On the other side, it's BJ now running away. He's ignited, but Levi, he will chase him down. All 4 members are now low. Pellet seems to be safe close to the turret. But then it's Levi who decides to go in again. Pellet follows with the face breaker, but Sparta flashes in, takes out Levi, and also Pellet will go down. This second engage of GAM just backfired, but nonetheless Levi, he will take the first Herald. The first dragon will be secured by GAM as well. But then it is Sparta on the Malphite looking for an engage, going in with his ultimate, but then it's Pellet with a showstopper, taking Sparta, smashing it into everybody. 3 kills for GAM and a double kill for Pellet. As we see Shelly doing what she does best, and now it's Cardi on the Oriana, pulling back Glory with the shockwave and finishing off the Syndra. As it is Levi against BJ in the jungle. Both are trading blows, but then it's Levi with the Cyclone, just too much for Lee Sin. He tries to flash away, but then guess who it is? Who comes in and takes his 4th kill of the game, Pellet. Being as bloodthirsty as a supporter can be. Levi secures the Herald. And now we in for the Dragon. It's an engage onto Pellet, countered by Kiaya, who finds Artemis in the backline. Well, this might fight in the pit goes to BJ. He secures the objective. Well, in the meantime, Kiaya went down in the backline of the Whales, who are now chasing down the remaining members of GAM. It is 3 kills, traded in for the Dragon. The VCS second seed also secures the first turret gold as they tear down the mid lane tier 1. But just moments later, GAM is looking to trade this back. As the Whales are engaging and Artemis is seriously overstepping. Gets knocked into the lines of GAM and evaporated. Glory goes down as well. And it's a double kill for Slater on the Kaiser. Almost 19 minutes into the game, we see Cardi engaged on by Sparta, BJ and Bie. There's no chance for the Oriana to escape this one. And we go straight into the bot lane, where Artemis just kites away from Kiaya, burns down his health bar with its auto attack dashes. But then Levi and Slater are going for him, and they will be too much for the Killista. The Kaiser W connects for Slater's 3rd kill in the game. Levi summons Herald, and we go back into the top lane where Pellet. Well, you may have 4 kills already, but you're against 3 members of the Whales, which is probably pretty much even for you. But nonetheless, the tower went down, but so will the set. And Shelly, she got denied in the bot lane. Glory brought her down, but now we stick with the scene because Levi, he went into his jungle just to come back for this cheesy play on Glory. He knocks up the Syndra, and Slater flies in for the finish. It's the 4th kill for Slater. And after 20 minutes, GAM, they take a little bit of a gold lead with 3,000 now. They are feeding well into Slater. And we will skip almost 2 minutes to go for the 3rd dragon of the game. Infernal Soul it will be later on, and we see Levi going way deep into the lines of the Whales. Pops a stopwatch. Sparta tries to do the same on the other side, and it is Kiaya with the engage on Glory, followed by Slater flying in with the Kaiser ult. Kiaya went down, but Slater found the kill on the Syndra, but now he's chased down by 3 members under his turret. BJ takes a shot on my Pellet. He flies in with the showstopper on Artemis. Takes out the Whales ADC. He has probably won the fight for GAM. We're now chasing down the remaining members of the Whales. But then they will turn their backs on them. Go for the Dragon, turn and burn. Both the junglers still alive. GAM, they would go for the flip. Cardi tries to keep BJ and Pierre at bay. Levi joins him, but now it's BJ going in with the Q, looking for the kill on Cardi, and he will find it. Levi gets pulled back by Pierre. Sparta already TP'd in. And the Whales, they managed to turn this Baron in their favor. Infernal Might going to them. The Whales were about to fall back a little bit in this game. But BJ, he stopped the downfall. And now we're almost 25 minutes in. Artemis, he tries to find Kiaya, burns down his health bar. It's joined by BJ and P. But on the other side, it's a re-engage on Glory, and the Syndra will go down. Kiaya, he's still living. He's still fighting. But then finally, Artemis on the Callista takes him out. It's a 1-for-1 so far. But BJ, he turns golden, and Spawner, he will go down to Cardi. And then it is Slater going big once again. Artemis is running away, but he is kiting. He is dealing damage. Pellet has to respect him. Pellet, please don't get overzealous again. Back away. Of course he will. And GAM, they will take now the Baron Usher. And we see Artemis moments later tearing down the tier 1 in the bot lane. But there he is alone at least for a moment, which could be his undoing. Cardi and Kiaya are closing in, but he buys some time in a stopwatch for the whole pack to engage. And here they go, all 5 Whales. But Artemis, he will go down. The main source of damage is gone. Kiaya, he's just too tanky. Takes out BJ. GAM in the meantime, they just grew too strong. They are too far ahead, and now it is Pallet with another showstopper into the haymaker on Glory. Pallet going for another montage in this game. And GAM, they have won this game. They will proceed to the Swiss stage. And this game was won largely by a bot diff. 8-1-2 for the Kaiser, 5-11 for the set. And just like in the summer finals of the VCS, GAM, they take the series with a 3-1.